T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. My life has value.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Global Watchman News. My name's Laurie Swan. I hope you guys are all doing well this morning. If you're in the live chat, we do ask that you keep it family friendly. We will have moderators in there to make sure that we stay within the terms of service put forth to us by this platform so that we can continue to bring you shows like this. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Take a minute to hit that bell, that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when we go live. I almost chuckled when I said terms of service, and you're going to see why. There's just some things that I come across and people send me that just have me scratch my head because you just can't make this stuff up. Okay. So last night after the show, I go to bed and my Facebook friend Mimi sends me, actually, she posted to my wall and she said, sorry. She said, can you tell me if this is real or not? And I'm reading it and I'm looking at it and I'm going, this cannot be real. Oh, well, guess what? It was. I'm sorry. I just can't. Oh, okay. So this is what she sends me. Well, actually, let's go. Oh, how do I want to do this? How do I want to present this? Okay, so she sends me an image of a screenshot of Amazon's terms of service. And in that picture, in that screenshot, it says, I quote, and Pixie, sweetheart, this one's for you. Acceptable use, safety critical system. Okay, your use of the lumberyard materials must comply with the acceptable use policy. The lumberyard materials are not intended for use with life critical or safety critical systems, such as an operation of medical equipment, automated transportation systems, autonomous vehicles, aircraft or air traffic control, nuclear facilities, manned aircraft, or military use in connection with live combat. However, this restriction will not apply in the event of the occurrence certified by the United States Centers for Disease Control or successor body of a widespread viral infection transmitted via bites or contact with bodily fluids that cause human corpses to reanimate and seek to consume living human flesh, blood, brain, or nerve tissue, and is likely to result in the fall of organized civilization. So I'm reading this and I'm going, this can't be real. This absolutely cannot, absolutely 1,000% cannot be real. Well, guess what? I went to Amazon's terms of service. Here we go. Here's Amazon's official website, Amazon.com. And I scrolled down to 4210, which is right here. And guess what it says? The exact same thing as this. So, did a little bit of searching, a little bit of trying to figure out what exactly was their lumberyard materials. Okay, I'm sorry. You know, I'm a nervous laugher. When I get very nervous, I laugh. At most inopportune times. Don't take me to a funeral. I'm really, really upset because I will probably start laughing in the middle of it. And it's just, anyway, so I'm reading you guys in chat. I can't read chat. I can't read it. Okay, so I decided to do a little bit of research, obviously, to see what Amazon lumberjack materials were. All right, let me pull this up real quick to show you guys. This is, their terms of service. It goes all the way down to 77.2 from 1.1. And where we want to go is, what did I say, 42.10. So here's 42.10. Here we go. It's right here. Okay. So what is Lumberyard Services? Lumberyard Services is actually a computer. Amazon Lumberyard is a free cross-platform AAA game engine deeply integrated with AWS and Twitch with full source code provided. So this is actually a computer program that's called Amazon Lumberyard, okay? So essentially what they're saying, and we're going to get to that because you're probably going, oh, this is a joke, okay? They're saying that if you use, let me pull this back up. If you use their lumberyard services where they're not intended to use, such as with life critical and safety critical systems, operation of medical equipment, automated transportation systems, autonomous vehicles, aircraft or air traffic control, nuclear facilities, manned aircraft, or military use in connection with live combat. Their computer system was not designed for those specific uses. However, and if you use them for that, it will null and void their terms of service. Okay, basically. However, if in the event the CDC or any successor body that would be supersede the CDC decided announced that there was a widespread viral infection transmitted via bites or contact with bodily fluids that caused human corpses to reanimate and seek to consume living flesh, blood, brain, nerve tissue, and is likely to result in the fall of organized civilization, then you are allowed to use this computer system to operate any of those systems. Okay. Now you're still probably saying, "This is hogwash. This is baloney, right?" It was actually put on the news back in 2016. Amazon wrote a zombie apocalypse clause into its terms of service, and here's why. Should the United States fall to a zombie apocalypse, feel free to spend your remaining moments as a human using Amazon's new open source software for building 3D video games to run heart-lung machines or autonomous vehicles. I'm going to repeat that. Should the United States fall to a zombie apocalypse, feel free to spend your last remaining moments as a human using Amazon's new open source software to build 3D video games to run heart-lung machines or autonomous vehicles. So you can use that computer system. You can override it, and you can plug in your autonomous vehicles, your heart-lung machines, and you can use them to, I don't know, keep the people alive so the zombies can chomp on their brains? I have no idea. So you're going to ask yourself, well, that's pretty crazy. But I'm going to ask you guys a question. I know the United States government is pretty frivolous with their money. You remember back in the, I don't think it was the 80s, 70s, or I think it was the 80s, when they were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on toilets. Well, back in, I'm cleaning my glasses. Back in, let me pull it up. There we go. I'm not sure when this was, to tell you the truth. I became aware of it 2014. There's that year again. 2014 actually was probably the most pivotal year for me with research. But the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, this is actually their site. You can see up here, it says cdc.gov. They put out a zombie preparedness handbook. Wonder why zombie apocalypse, and zombie preparedness continue to live or walk dead on the CDC website? As it turns out, what first began as a tongue-in-cheek campaign to engage a new audience with preparedness messages has proven to be a very effective platform. We continue to reach and engage a wide variety of audiences in all hazards preparedness via zombie preparedness. And they have a bunch of stuff here. And I used to have the book, the actual handbook, but I don't have it anymore. Lost that over the years. Yeah. Okay. So, back in where is it? Back on October 21st of 2014, I wrote an article, and I'm going to read you this article. You guys know that, I mean, that's when 2014 is when I launched Exposing Satanic World Government on Facebook. This is an old website of mine. I don't even have the code to get into it anymore, but it's got a couple few articles that I've written. And one of it was, and this was back when Ebola was running rampant over in Sierra Leone, over in Liberia. Patient zero for the Ebola in Sierra Leone was just 5 miles from a level 4 lab owned by no one other than Rockefeller and Bill Gates. So some very weird news articles were coming out of Liberia at the time, and they were short-lived on the internet and then scrubbed. So I'm going to actually remove Ebola from from the equation here. And I want you guys, when I say Ebola, because I can't say anything else other than I can't say that thing we're not supposed to say, but you guys insert that thing we're not supposed to say into where I say Ebola. And this was, like I said, this is an article I wrote from October 21st, 2014. Reports is coming out of the African country of Liberia are indicating that 2 women who died from the Ebola virus earlier this week have, to the horror of witnesses, resurrected. It was reported that both women were gravely ill and, despite receiving no medical care after death, appeared alive. Information coming out of the area is not revealing what behavior these women are displaying, so to say with absolute certainty that these women are zombies would be a total speculation. I'm not going to make that assumption. What I want to examine is whether or not this kind of craziness is possible. You most likely are thinking that this is not only false, but this kind of thing can never happen. When you're dead, period. Now, normally this would be true, but we are entering an anything but normal period of time. Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. We are entering a time when things will not only affect us in a physical world, but things will begin to happen that would normally be confined in a spiritual world. Unexplained events that will have no logical explanations will become frequent, as above, so below. We are talking about the reanimation of the deceased. After the soul has left the body, there remains an empty vessel that will be filled with disembodied demons. And the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from the heavens unto earth, and to him was given the key to the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there rose smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as a scorpions of the earth have power. Demons literally pour out of the earth and are given freedom to move, freedom of movement over the earth. Demons are disembodied spirits who once had bodies but lost them, and now are desperately seeking another one to inhabit. Look at how Jesus describes their ability to possess. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he said, I will return into my house from whence I came out, and when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be unto this wicked generation. That was from Matthew chapter 12, verses 43 to 45. Demons see human beings as homes and dwellings, and even when they leave a person, they can return with more power, evil demons, and re-enter. The sheer numbers of death that will arise from Ebola pandemic that is sure to befall us will more than accommodate the disembodied demons looking for a home. The bottomless pit is not hell, but it is a place of confinement of the demons who are not Satan's angels, but a class of disembodied spirits, supposed by many to be the disembodied spirits of the inhabitants of the pre-Adamic earth, who, as they have liberty and opportunity, as in the days of Christ, try to re-embody themselves again in human bodies. They are wicked, unclean, vicious, and have power to derange both mind and body. Matthew chapter 12, 22, Matthew chapter 15, 22, Luke chapter 4, 35, Luke chapter 8, 26, Luke chapter 9, 42. The reanimation of the deceased is talked about in Zechariah chapter 14, 12. And this shall be the plagues wherefore the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouths. The number of government agencies preparing for a zombie apocalypse is on the rise. Just this week, the governor of Kansas signed a zombie preparedness month, proclamation citing the month of October to be dedicated to preparing its citizens for a possible event. The Kansas Division of Emergency Management is rolling out a campaign asking residents to be ready for just that possibility. The CDC put out a graphic novel entitled Preparedness 101 Zombie Pandemic, along with offering a zombie preparedness kit. If the CDC's involvement in this isn't enough to convince you that this just might be a real upcoming event, then maybe the reality that the Department of Defense has a response if zombies attack and the armed forces had to eradicate flesh-eating walkers in order to preserve the sanctity of human life among all the non-zombie humans. Buried in the military's secret computer network is an unclassified document obtained by the Foreign Policy called CONOP 8888. It is a zombie survival plan, a how-to guide for military planners trying to isolate the threat from a menu of the undead, from chicken zombies to vegetarian zombies and even evil magic zombies, and destroy them. This plan fulfills fictional contingency planning guidance tasking for the U.S. Strategic Command to develop a comprehensive plan to undertake military operations to preserve non-zombie humans from the threat posed by the zombie horde. CONOP 8888 plan summary reads, quote, because zombies pose a threat to all non-zombie human life, Strategic Command will be prepared to preserve the sanctity of human life and conduct operations in support of the human population, including traditional adversaries. CONOP 8888, otherwise known as Counter Zombie Dominance, and was dated April 30th, 2011. It goes on just to talk about whether true Christians can be invaded by these entities. I'll put the link in the description area. You guys can go back and read the rest. But you know, you get sent something and you think, oh, there's no way, no possible way this can be true. And then 5 minutes later, you're going, no, nope, I want no part of this. That was me last night, laying in bed. I was talking to Mimi. I dropped the link in the research group chat. Ernie was awake, so was Trish, and I think Nancy was, and we were all just like, oh no, nope. But it appears that it is very true, and yeah. So, oh. So yeah, so Pixie, this one was for you. Now I don't know if these are the fast zombies or the slow zombies like you want, but it's a little joke between Pixie and myself. We always say that we want a zombie apocalypse, but they got to be slow ones because we don't want any part of those fast moving ones. Just a little joke. Okay, so that takes care of that. I do want to follow up. Appears that right now Ida is hunkering down on Louisiana. I'm going to pull up our Venture Sky map. You can see here. What are the sustained winds? Do we know?
Over 75.
Over 75. Okay. So we're looking at sustained winds of in the 70s. I have right here, like I said, I have Venture Sky up. I'm looking at on the eastern side here. I'm getting readings up to 107 miles per hour on the east side of the eye, which is the side that is basically hitting that little peninsula. We've actually been down to that peninsula, haven't we? Is that where we went? What is that called? Where'd we go? Where did we go that day? Venice. Yeah, down at the very tip down here. Right down here in this area. It's a place called Venice, and we actually drove down to the tip when we were there to see my son a few years ago. And that's getting hit right now, as you can see. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can pull up the cameras from yesterday real quick. Give me a real quick second here. Oh, that's not the one I want. Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong account. Duh, Lori. I'm in Global Watchman News, not Global Watchman News 2 account. Okay, here we go. My channel. Let's go to that. Pull up hurricane coverage and go to my links here. And of course I didn't put them in. Son of a gun. All right, let's go here. Louisiana. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I apologize. I should have this pulled up, but I never really know where my mind's going to go when I'm doing this. Nope, that's from last night's show. Here we go. And Tuski. There we go. Okay. Pulling it up right now. Yeah, we're not getting. Yeah. Those cameras are not working at the moment that I showed you yesterday. Okay, no big deals. But we're going to keep an eye on that. It is a Cat 4 apparently hitting it right now. Like I said, I've got winds over 100 miles an hour on the east side of that's hitting that little peninsula right now, down in Louisiana. Not sure what they're saying. Is it gonna miss Shreveport?
Yes.
It is gonna miss Shreveport. Good. We have family down in Shreveport, so yeah. We don't know if they've evacuated or not. Probably not. All right, guys, I'm going to put all the links in the description area below for you guys to check out because, hey, I had to see it for myself too. Thoughts and prayers are with everybody down there. I do know that we do have some listeners that are in that area or in the area where it's going to move into. Yeah, FEMA's standing by, guys. Have no fear. FEMA's there. Yeah, I would much rather take my chances with the zombies than with FEMA, to tell you the truth. All right, I shall talk to you all later. You guys have a blessed day. Again, prayers, thoughts, and prayers are with the people down in the Louisiana area, in the path of Ida. So until next time, guys, eyes open, no fear.